Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is Chicken Bacon Ranch Pizza. Well, today we're mixing up our pizza game by leaving the red sauce behind, and instead we're gonna make a buttermilk ranch dressing from scratch. That's gonna be our base. On top of that, we're gonna have chicken, we're gonna have bacon, some mozzarella, feta, and some nice, fresh, juicy cherry tomatoes. It's great summertime savory pizza. Let's get into it. First thing we're gonna do is put together our buttermilk ranch dressing. So I'm gonna start with equal parts creme fraiche and mayonnaise, half cup of each. If you don't wanna dish out for creme fraiche or make your own, you can always use sour cream instead. So that's kind of the base of the dressing. Then we're gonna add in our herbs. We've got a quarter cup of fresh parsley and a tablespoon each of chives and dill. Next, we're gonna add about a teaspoon of lemon juice. I like the lemon flavor better than like a vinegar in this case, although you could also use that instead. And then we're gonna get some garlic in here. Just grate it on the microplane, break it down really fine so you don't bite into any big chunks. Then we're gonna hit this with a little seasoning, our Cattleman's Grill Lone Star brisket rub, which is mostly just salt and pepper with some garlic and celery seed in there. Let's go ahead and give this a mix. So our last ingredient is the buttermilk, and we're just gonna use that to thin this to whatever consistency you like. I'd say since we're using this kind of as a base today, we don't want it super runny. It should still have a little bit of body to it. And that's that. We'll throw it in a squeeze bottle and put it in the fridge. Today we're cooking on the Yoder Smokers YS640S pellet grill. We also have the Yoder wood-fired oven set up inside, which is where we're gonna be cooking our pizzas, our bacon, and our chicken right here on this pan to start. So let's go ahead and get this loaded up with some bacon so we can then use that bacon fat to cook the chicken in. So I'm just gonna lay my bacon into the pan cold, and it'll gradually heat up with the pan inside the oven. Probably only need about, 6 slices total, but might as well just fill this thing up. It'll get eaten. All right, last one here. Let's slide her in there. Now while the bacon's cooking, we're gonna prep our chicken, and I'm gonna pound this out so it's nice and even. So I'm just hitting it with a little bit of fat, and we'll throw a bag on top. You're gonna take the flat side of your mallet and start working the fat end of the chicken breast. Not hitting it too hard. We don't want to tear it apart. Just trying to even out the thickness a little bit, because when we go to put these on our pizza, they're going to be sliced, and it'd be nice if they're all roughly the same size. Next, we'll go ahead and get these seasoned up. We're using the Cattleman's Grill Italiano to get some of those nice Italian herbs and spices in there, plus your saltiness. All right, that's good to go as soon as the bacon comes out. All right, bacon's been going for about 5 minutes. We're gonna turn these to make sure that we cook them even. Also give the pan a little spin so we can even out any hot spots. All right, a lot of our bacon's looking good. It's not super crispy yet, but we wanna stop before we get there because this is gonna go on a pizza and go back into the oven for at least a few minutes here in a little bit. Some of these could go just a little bit longer though. So all the bacon is off now. I haven't taken any of the bacon fat out of there because we're just gonna let the chicken cook in it. These have been in for about 6 minutes now. Getting some color on there. Soaking up some of that bacon flavor. We're gonna cook these to internal temperature of about 150, 155, because once again, they are gonna go back into the oven on the pizza. This guy in the back is ready to come off. Get a reading on this guy right here. Right in the middle. I'm gonna find that cold spot too. 150, we're calling it good. Now just a little bit of knife work to do before we actually make our pizzas. I'm gonna start by having our cherry tomatoes. Next, we're gonna slice up our chicken. This has had a little bit of time to rest. Ooh, it's super juicy. Looking good. And then our bacon, I'm gonna slice lengthwise. It's just for a fun presentation on this pizza today. So now we're ready to put together our pizza. I'm gonna turn out our dough ball. Now this is our typical pizza recipe we use all the time. You guys can find the video on how to do it yourself. It's real easy. In fact, I'll throw that link into the video description. Just getting a little semolina down on our work surface to help it move. So once I've kind of pressed it out, I'm gonna form a border for my crust, just letting the weight of the dough kind of stretch itself out, and then we'll help that along over the tops of our knuckles here. So it should be fairly thin throughout the center with a nice mounded crust around the edge. At least that's how I prefer to do it for this particular style of pizza. I'll get some semolina on the peel to help things move, and then we're gonna build that pizza right here on the peel. So all times we're gonna make sure nothing's getting too warm or sticking. If it is, we can always add a little bit more, but this should be just fine the way it is right now. We're gonna start with our ranch on the bottom. Then we're gonna go light layer of low moisture mozzarella. And we've got our chicken and our bacon. I'm just gonna lay this out like so. Get in here with some bacon now. A little more mozzarella over the top. This is kind of going to help protect these pieces of chicken and bacon from burning from any flames coming over the top. Then we'll place some of our cherry tomatoes on here. I'm going to do some crumbled feta. And then just a little shake of seasoning over the top. We're going to use our white pizza mojo. This has got like huge flavor, Parmesan in it. Lots of great herbs and spices, but also like this really funky cheesiness to it. So now we are ready to go into the oven. So now the grill temperature has been turned up to 550 degrees. I'm gonna slide this off and give it probably about a minute and a half before we even peek at it. So here we are about 2 minutes in, getting some great color on that fireside. We're gonna give it a little bit of a spin and let it keep going. Just over 3 minutes in now, getting some really nice browning on the crust, browning on the cheese. Let me check underneath. Oh yeah, that looks good. All right, let's pull it off. And we're gonna finish it off here with just a little bit more ranch on top and some fresh chives. Let's eat. Ranch is nice. It's creamy, but it's also very tangy and fresh from all the herbs and the lemon. Feta offers a funky little bite in there. The chicken's got that Italian flavored thing going on. And then you've got the freshness from those tomatoes just to kind of break things up. Smoky bacon, never a bad addition to a pizza. This is the crust that I use, this dough recipe I use all the time for a reason, because I love it. I love how light and fluffy and airy it is out here, but it still holds its structure in the middle when it's properly cooked. And that color on the bottom is fantastic as well. This is a really fun pizza, a really great way to mix things up from your normal pizza game. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.